Are you looking for a tool to monitor and analyze what's stored on your IBMI? If you're confused and frustrated with managing your library and IFS growth, we have the answer. RobotSpace is the expert disk analysis, monitoring, and cleanup tool for IBMI. You determine the thresholds and growth levels you'd like to be notified on and let Space take over. Let Space track those runaway query jobs gobbling up huge amounts of temporary storage. Let Space intercept the offending jobs, place them on hold, and notify you. This is just a small sampling of some of the capabilities that RobotSpace gives you. RobotSpace tracks your overall disk space usage as often as you'd like. These detailed samples are stored for review and are used to determine if you need to be notified. Summary information is stored for longer periods of time for trending. Multiple thresholds can be set for user and independent ASPs in your environment. Choose your notification method or interface to Robot Schedule to run a report or cleanup job, or escalate directly into Robot Network for centralized management. You can even set a growth rate threshold so that if disk space usage goes up by a set amount in the past hour, you'll be notified before the situation gets out of hand. RobotSpace has built-in cleanup and reporting routines to help you keep your disk space tidy. We call them storage audits, and they have the ability to clean up certain objects on your system or report on what could be removed, such as duplicate IFS objects or library objects that a programmer left on your system years ago. Now, this storage audit, called daily, will be running every day, and it will be doing reporting on damaged library objects. It will be cleaning up output queues. It will also be listing what's new or just recently been restored to your system. It'll also clean up IFS directories, specific directories that you're targeting this audit at, and old unused save files will also be cleaned up off your system. In addition, there are audits for file reorganization, deleting old journal receivers, and the list goes on. Analyzing what's stored in your libraries or IFS on your system and how it's growing is an ongoing, time-consuming basis. RobotSpace makes this easy by collecting this information on a regular basis and giving you tools for exploring the results. For example, you might want to know what user is taking the most disk space on your system. You might want to see the largest libraries or directories on your system. You might want to see how your production library is growing on your system. Or you may want to look at a library and trend that library into the future to determine how much disk space you're going to need for it in the upcoming months. How about files with the most deleted records? We also collect member information, so it's easy to find those files with many deleted records to target for a file reorganization. Want to see what's grown the most on your system in the last month? You simply select two storage collections on your system, a month apart, right-click, and choose how you want to compare those collections. RobotSpace will do a side-by-side comparison of those objects so you can easily determine what's changed the most on your system in that time period. Oh no, you've just been notified through RobotSpace that you've been exceeding your disk space threshold, so you need to investigate. Your best option is to use the RobotSpace Critical Storage Investigator tool. It's an easy three-step process. Step 1 is to get a storage overview and check your ASP event thresholds. As you can see here, we've been exceeding our level 1 as well as our growth rate thresholds. You can also get a view of what's currently going on with your system with the Active Job Monitor. This will list all your jobs that are currently active and how much temporary storage that they're taking. And you can view your temporary storage thresholds to see if any of those have been exceeded. Step 2 is to look at your collection history, possibly selecting multiple collections and comparing libraries, objects, IFS files, output queues, etc. Finally, step 3 is to run the system health report, which will immediately go out and do an analysis across your libraries, objects, and output queues, or run one of your predefined storage collections. RobotSpace has many built-in reports to report on collected information, audit information, as well as system reports, such as the Good Morning Report, the System Health Report. And there's also a built-in query tool that allows you to fine-tune how you are going to report on your data. So now is your opportunity to refine how you approach the ongoing battle with disk space usage. Let RobotSpace bring automation and analysis to your disk space administration.